This is the plaintiff, Richard. He says the defendant rented an apartment from him, then the very next day told him she no longer wanted the place and canceled the check she gave him. The next day, she changed her mind again and told him she did indeed want the place. He told her he'd need a cashier's check this time. She agreed, and then he never heard from the flighty woman again. He doesn't know what kind of game the defendant thinks she's playing, but all he knows is he's owed. He's suing for $1,450 for 1 month's lost rent. This is the defendant, Yolanda Felton. She says she told the plaintiff she was worried her invalid aunt wouldn't be able to get out of the apartment in an emergency because of all the stairs, and that's why she had changed her mind. She gave the plaintiff ample notice, informed him every step of the way of her intentions, and doesn't feel she owes him a thing since he re-rented the apartment and lost no money. She's accused of being wishy-washy.
Okay, Richard,
Yes.
You've asked us not to refer to your last name. You're suing Yolanda Felton for $1,450, the amount of lost rent for 1 month, because according to you, she breached a lease. Tell me what happened.
That's correct. On Monday, January 27th, Yolanda signed a 1-year lease for occupancy on the 1st of February.
And did she sign that?
She signed the lease.
Did you sign a lease?
Yes.
She
Okay.
signed the rider, and she also gave me a check for $3,625,
Which represented?
the security deposit as well as the first month's rent.
Okay.
That evening, I did get a call from her, and she said that she wanted to give me the keys back. And I was confused because I had told other potential tenants that the apartment was rented. And the following day, I did meet her.
Wait. Did she say why?
She did not. I don't remember.
You
anyway.
didn't ask her?
I don't remember if I asked her or not.
Did you tell him why?
I don't.
Okay,
think
so
I
go
did.
on. I mean, I
so
don't know.
the
Maybe am I the only person who would say why? Like, that would be my first question. Why? You were all gung-ho. What changed your mind? Like, I would ask. Well, what was the reason you changed your mind?
Because it wasn't going to work for my aunt.
And you were going to be living, is this your aunt?
Yes.
Okay, and you were going to be living with your aunt?
Yes.
But didn't you notice before you signed a lease and wrote a check that it wasn't going to work for your aunt?
No.
When did you finally notice that it wasn't going to work for your aunt?
I noticed it wasn't going to work for my aunt afterwards when I rethought about the steps. I thought I could work it out, but there's like 25 steps. And I was afraid that if an emergency happened, if I wasn't around, I knew she wouldn't be able to get out.
Okay, but all the facts were present to you before you signed the lease. Nothing happened. She didn't get injured after you signed the lease. You know, there's nothing. So why wouldn't you notice that beforehand? So in any event, she tells you, I want out. And did she tell you that she canceled payment on the check?
Yes.
All right. That was on what day? The 27th or the 28th?
That was on the 27th.
27th. The same day that she had given it to you, but
That's
later
correct.
that night. All right. So what did you do?
The following day, we met. She gave me the keys back, and I asked her what compensation she was going to give me for breaking the lease. And at that point, she said she had to think about it. That night, she called me, and she said that she's going to take the apartment again. And we made arrangements to meet that Thursday. When that Thursday came, she called me that afternoon. We were supposed to meet, I think, at 4 o'clock. She called me about an hour before that, said that she could not meet with me and to check my email. And she basically wrote me a note that she was canceling the lease.
Oh, let me see the email. Did you re-advertise the place?
Not at this point, because, again,
Did you re-advertise the
she said
place ever?
it was advertised
And did you
before.
re-rent the place?
I re-rented the place after
of?
it was canceled, the 15th of February.
Okay, wait, so did somebody move in on the 15th?
So I moved in on the 15th of February.
Okay, so you are out half a month's rent.
I am out a half a month's
Why
rent.
are you suing for a whole month's rent?
Well, I don't live near the property, so I think I had to go there maybe about 5 or 6 times in addition to...
How far do you live?
Half an hour away. I do pay a toll. Verrazano Bridge costs
Do you have
$15 each way.
That doesn't get you. All right, you have proof of the stuff you're saying, like the Verrazano Bridge toll receipts? Do you have that? I'd consider that.
On my Easy Pass.
Okay, well, but did you bring me proof of it?
I did not, no.
Okay.
But anyway, so
Did you pay to
obviously-
advertise?
Obviously.
Did you pay
No,
to-
I used Craigslist.
Okay. But the concept behind court is to make you whole, to make it like the bad thing, the breach in this case, didn't happen. It's not to give you a bonanza where you get double rent half the month. What is your excuse for not, you signed a lease, you change your mind. You change your mind, and then you change your mind again. What's going on?
I thought I could make it work, especially when he was telling me I needed to pay him $725.
Why? Because your aunt magically can negotiate 25 steps better when money comes out of your pocket anyway? I mean, that didn't change.
No, it didn't change. But
right.
I needed a place to live, and he was telling me I had to pay him money. I had already paid the money. I still need to get a place to live. I didn't want to pay him money.
Well, you stopped payment on the check.
Right.
So you haven't paid a penny.
No, but if I had not moved in, I would have had to give him $725 and still had to pay somebody else.
Right.
And I didn't want to do that.
Right. And then you decide, okay, I'm going to move in.
Yeah, I said, okay.
And then you decide again that you're not going to move in. What do you think's going to happen? Zero? I mean, in your own brain, you already knew that you were going to be paying half a month's rent. So what do you think's going to happen when we're in court?
But when I spoke to him, he had said he had other people, and he called those other people, and they didn't want the apartment. All you did was forestall the other people by changing your mind and flip-flopping. If you'd have given him from the 27th, maybe on the 28th or the 29th, there's still people looking. By the time the 30th rolls around, you're out of gas. He's not going to find anybody until the 15th. No,
you're just full of bad decisions.
No,
full of bad decisions.
Excuse me, but that's not how it happened.
Any defense here that the aunt couldn't climb the stairs, so she's breaking the lease?
No, she shouldn't know about the steps before signing the lease.
That's a good point. What do you think? Any defense?
I feel it's a subjective thing. If the landlord is a nice person, he should be able to consider.
And the question: does the landlord have to be a nice person?
No, he doesn't. But I was in a situation similar to this.
Okay, blah blah blah, wah wah wah, going inside the courtroom.
When I first spoke to him,
stop. Did you sign a lease?
Yes.
You owe him a month. He ended up getting it re-rented as of February 15th, so
Yes.
I'm reducing that because he doesn't get double payment. But if you signed a lease and you bailed, you owe, even if it's on the 27th.
Yeah, it was the 27th.
Even if you change your mind and didn't flip-flop again later, even if just you signed a lease, you enter into a contract to rent the place, and then you breach that contract by changing your mind. You have your reasons, but your reasons aren't legal reasons. I mean, we all have to make decisions in our lives, but sometimes they cost us and not the other guy. Get it? Do you acknowledge that? Do you realize that?
Yes, I acknowledge that.
Okay. I'm ordering you to pay him the $725. That's my judgment. Plus your court costs, of course.
Thank you.
So you've heard the judge's ruling against you in this case. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I don't think it was fair, obviously.
Well, she explained it, that you signed.
I know, but
right
I gave
there.
him enough notice, and he wasn't going to rent that apartment, whether or not he rented it to me or my aunt. And
You signed the
that's the way
lease,
it is.
and so you have to stick by it unless there's some
Obviously-
legal reason.
Obviously, I do, because
Right.
that's what the judge said.
Well, because that's the law.
Right.
That's why she said it.
Uh-huh.
You understand that, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. So did you find somewhere better that works better for Auntie?
I did.
Did? So everything's cool?
Everything is
All right,
great.
good. All right,
Thank
very
you.
good. All right, head right down this way.
Okay.
All right, so step on in here. You didn't get everything you sued for. Why are you suing for a whole month when you're only entitled to half?
Well, actually, when I filed the suit, I wasn't sure it was re-rented yet, so that's why I put in for a month.
And so you could have amended it, changed it?
But I did have other expenses in addition to the half a month.
All right, so if you wanted those, you have to bring proof,
Understand?
right? So you don't get that Verrazano Bridge toll.
I don't.
All right. Harvey?
Everybody thinks, okay, if I sign the lease and then really fast decide I'm going to change my mind, then it's okay because the landlord didn't do anything. That's not true. If you sign a lease and 1 minute later you make a decision, I shouldn't have done it. Tough luck. Once you sign, it is a binding and legal contract. And the only issue is how much damage you have to pay and whether the landlord has the ability to minimize that damage.
Don't text and drive.